Hello, hello, Show Me Nourishland. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Daily Bite. How is everyone? Happy Saturday. Let's get some music going here. I think that we need to kind of spice up our podcast today. All right? Yeah. Hello, German. How are you? Happy Saturday. How are you? Come on in and say hello. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Come on in. We're going to get some music going here. We are. I need to pump my own self up. So why not? Why not? Let's see what we got here for a second. See what we can get good going here. Should just go to my Spotify, but sometimes when I download, hello, Miss Emily, it's good to see you. Hello, Miss Pepper, good to see you as well. Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Daily Bite. Let's see what we got here for us today. Here we go. Let's go ahead and let everybody come on in. Say hello. Welcome back. Happy Saturday, everyone. How is everyone doing today? Is it cold? Is it warm? We're definitely warmer here. St. Louis is hopping at 50 degrees today, guys. How is everyone today? Come on in and say hello. I've got a great topic for everyone today. It is Heart Health Month. So we are going to dive into what foods are great during this month of February, because as we know, we should eat within our seasons. So come on in, say hello. Happy Saturday, everyone. Come on in, say hello. Let's go ahead and do all the things. Remember, if you would like to be a part of the Show Me Nourish super fan, go ahead and get that going, because here's what happens in there, guys. There's a lot that happens in there, actually. So, if you'd like to be a part of knowing a little more about your health, how you can, do more with your health, eat the right foods, do the right things, get into the TikTok super fan here at Show Me Nourish. Come join us over there. Have fun with us. Be a part of the community. You'll love it. You really will. Not only that, but it's a deeper dive with me. So that's a daily deeper dive, right? Not only do you get me out here for a topic, for a conversation, but inside the actual Show Me Nourish here on TikTok, you can get the deeper dive on a daily with recipes, nutrition plans, all the above. So go ahead and hit that super fan button. Come on, be a part of that. All right, guys. So happy Saturday. One more minute and we will have our conversation for today, which is all about heart health. What foods are in season for February, how to eat those foods, and how to help actually cleanse the heart, cleanse the blood. We're going to talk about all of that. That's our discussion for the month of February. So come on in and join us. Say hello. Go ahead, come on in, say hello. Happy Saturday. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Nicole. Welcome back, everyone. It's good to see everyone. Who else do we have in here today with us? Go ahead, say hello. Don't be shy. We are all here to learn. To learn. Right, Jeremy? Absolutely. Whatever makes you happy. Whatever makes you happy. Curly fries, corned beef sandwich, and some soda. So is that processed corned beef, by the way? Or is that you made the corned beef? I'm curious. I mean, that's a great conversation to have. Let me know. Let's talk about it. You started the conversation. Let's choose your topic here for a little bit. So curly fries, which are fried in hydrogenated oils. So what does hydrogenated oil do to the heart? It actually goes up and in through it. Well, first it starts here, it gets into the carotid arteries, and it actually starts cutting off your ability to breathe, right? Because it starts shutting down the heart. Hydrogenated oils collect in the carotid arteries, which are right here, okay? And atypically will cause a disease process called with Parkinson's disease. Did not know that, did you? Let's talk about the corned beef. Let's talk about the corned beef really quick. So Ron says, which by the way, I love that name. If nobody knows who Ron Jeremy is, I'm old enough to know who Ron Jeremy is. All right. Corned beef. Let's talk about corned beef. Corned beef, actually, unless you make it yourself, okay, if you're buying corned beef, it is processed, and it is highly processed with deep seed oils. All right. Hi, Herman. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see you. So again, what does this do? So number one, corned beef processed the way it is processed with a group 1 carcinogen. If you know what carcinogen is, the more you consume a carcinogen, the increased risk you will have of cancer. And most of the time, speaking on corned beef, it'll be colon cancer. Okay. So you brought up the conversation. I thought I would help you out. Let's talk about soda, because this was Ron's comment. Order some curly fries, corned beef, a corned beef sandwich with some soda. That was his comment. Hi, Tori. Good to see you. Welcome back. So Ron, great. If that's what you love, I am not here to discourage what you love whatsoever. I'm only here to educate. That's all. Educate. So soda, let's talk about soda. Soda actually strips the body. It strips the body of calcium. It strips the body of phosphate. It also strips the body of vitamin D. And if you do not have those 3 things to help secure bone health, then you will become very weak with your bone health. So soda strips the bones of its ability to stay strong. We become weak with the more we drink soda. And so if you are a soda drinker, the more soda you drink and the older you get with drinking soda over a course of time, the weaker your bones will become. Same goes for your Monsters, your Red Bulls, your Ghost drinks, things like that. You're stripping the body of calcium, phosphate, and vitamin D. So that's your education on that topic. So Ron, enjoy. I don't want to take anyone's food away and say, no, you can't have it, because that's not what I do. I'm just here to educate you. So enjoy your curly fries, enjoy your corned beef sandwich, Ron, and drink your soda. And I know it makes you happy. I know it's going to be very satisfying to you, and that's great. The thing of it is, guys, and I'm very open about this, for those of you who don't know, who haven't been here before, welcome to the Daily Bite Podcast. My name is Michelle Rawls. I'm a licensed nutritionist, a licensed nurse, a diabetic education specialist, and I'm a certified menopause coach. So my story, back in 2000, I was diagnosed with chronic lymphocytic leukemia, and I was continuing through the Western medicine process, which, involved immunotherapy, chemotherapy, all the above. In 2014, on January 14th, I actually collapsed on the nursing floor. They asked my husband to come and get me. I was in a wheelchair, took me over to the hospital. They got me all hooked up, got my pain under control. I had a team of 5 oncologists. My husband was so sweet, wrapped up my medications in a nice little Walmart bag, tied it all up nice and neat, put it next to me while they were getting me all together so they could go over my medications. They put an IV in my arm, got me all, like I said, pain-free, turned around, came in after they did some testing, and they said, there's nothing more we can do for you, Michelle. We've done everything we know we can do. You've battled this for 14 years, and there's just nothing more we can do. God came over me. There's no doubt about it. God came over me and said, this is not your story. This is not how this is going to be. I ripped the IV out of my arm and I said, give me my AMA paperwork. I want out. So what is AMA? AMA is against medical advice. So I said, give me my paperwork. I'll never be back. God will either save me or he'll take me. It's going to be one or the other. He'll save me or he'll take me. Well, guys, here's the story. I went home I started growing all my own food. I started calling all my local farmers. I started asking all my local farmers, how can I get food from you? Are you organic? Are you grass fed? I started, singling out the farmers that were not good to have and the ones who were good to have. Okay. Then I started contacting farmers in all other states. Over these past 11 years that I am now cancer free, all from eating soil to table food, I now teach people how to eat real food, cook real food, grow real food, and live with real food. Okay? All right, so today's topic is all about your heart. Heal your heart from the ground up, eat it, grow it, and live it. That is today's topic. All right. So if you are here for the first time, welcome, 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 welcome. I'm so grateful that you're here. It's good to be back. I have been gone a couple of days. And guys, you know how life happens, right? Life does happen. And I've been really busy. My clientele has grown, which I'm grateful for. You guys are amazing. You guys are really hearing what I'm saying, and that's awesome. So kudos to you all out here listening and paying attention. I love in each and every one of you has just been a very special place in my heart each and every day I'm out here. So thank you so much. So again, I am a licensed holistic functional nutritionist. I only teach one thing and one thing only, and that's how to heal, treat, and prevent chronic illness and disease through food. That is what I teach. Not about prescriptions, not about diets, not about supplement stacking, things like that. If you have those questions, absolutely bring them to the table. Let's have those conversations because I've got answers for you. All right. So we talk about food. We talk about food from the earth, what God gave us here to eat, why he gave it to us, and how it does nourish the body and what each piece of food does. So I'm curious, how many of you really know, if you're watching, how many of you know and understand that there are seasons to foods? How many of you know that there are seasons to foods? Put it in the comments, yes or no. You understand that there's seasons to foods. Certain foods are in season for a reason. Strawberries, grapes are in season for a reason. I know, right? That rhymed. It's for a reason. They are in season for a reason. And there's a whole history to that comment. Okay, guys, a whole history. So with that being said, if you know and understand that there's a reason for you eating in the season, we're going to go over that today, okay? So God designed our food to be here in the seasons that they are for the reasonings that we're going to talk about today, okay? So as you guys know, I will always give you a problem and a solution, okay? So if the problem is speaking to you, let me know. Let's have this conversation. Dive into those comments here. Let me know that you have... Okay, great. For some reason, my scroll was stuck. So I apologize, guys. I do apologize. For some reason, I was stuck and it was not moving. So here we go. We got you. Yes, leveled up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so today, because February is Heart Health Month, and we are in that season of food, right? We're going to talk about February being the message that we hear. Take your meds, watch your cholesterol, schedule your stress test. These are all the things that we talk about in the nursing. I'm about ready to cut this hair off, guys. I'm not even kidding. It's driving me crazy. Again, take your meds. This is what we hear during this time frame. Watch your cholesterol, schedule your stress test. So get your physicals, right? In between January and March, your doctors are all saying, get your physical, get your physical. All right, get your mammograms, get your gyno checkup, all the above. Get those things out of the way at the beginning of the year. They encourage that. But here's what nobody talks about. They don't talk about the food on your plate. That's the discussion that I enjoy having. Many doctors don't discuss that, right? There's a reason why. They're only required to have 8 hours of nutrition education. They're only required to have 8 hours of nutrition education, unless your doctor specifically goes into that kind of detail with their doctorship, 8 hours is all they're required and they move on. Okay. All right. So today we're going to flip the script just a little bit. Okay. We're going to talk about how to heal your heart. That's what we're going to talk about today. How to heal it from the ground up by what you eat and by what you grow. So do I have any growers in here today? Hi, Lux Haven. Good to see you. Welcome back. Do I have any growers of food in here today? Do you grow your own food? Guys, my house looks like a tropical forest from the downstairs to the upstairs. It'll all be moving outside as soon as the snow leaves the ground. So that might be a little bit. But any growers here in the chat today? If you're a grower, let me know if you're a grower. Love to talk with you. Okay. All right. So practical, simple. Here we go. I'm going to keep it really simple. Have you or someone you love ever dealt with high blood pressure, cholesterol, high cholesterol? Anybody dealing with high cholesterol or high blood pressure, any kind of heart disease? If so, let me know. Just drop a yes or no. Anyone that you know, you yourself, we don't need to know you yourself, but if you know someone, go ahead, drop it in the comments. Hopefully this is speaking to someone today. Please share this out, everyone. You never know. You never know who might need to hear what I'm speaking upon today. So please go ahead, share this out. Let everyone, have an opportunity. Because other than that, they won't get an opportunity to see it unless they go over to YouTube. All right. So I want to say this. It might surprise somebody. Okay. Heart disease. It's not usually a heart problem. Okay. So heart disease is not usually a heart problem. There are some instances, but it is not 90% of it. Okay. It's a food problem. Heart disease is a food problem. All right. Your heart, it's a pump. Your heart is a pump, right? An electrical current charged pump. That's it. It's the plumbing to the body. It's your, if you pour grease down your kitchen sink and you do that every day, what happens? What happens if you pour grease down your kitchen sink every single day? Anyone? I mean, I'm here for the conversation today. If you're willing to get in here and have the conversation, you're right. Absolutely leveled up. It clogs, right? So what's the difference? What's the difference if you're pouring grease from your food, and I'm talking about processed and ultra processed foods, or seed oils. Let's talk about seed oils as well. So if you're pouring that into your grease trap every day, which connects to the heart. These are the carotids coming into the heart. If you're pouring that, hi, Mohammed, good to see you. Welcome back. If you're pouring that each and every day into, hi, Love Goddess, good to see you. Welcome back. If you're pouring that into your body every day, then what's happening to your heart? So let's just think about it like that. Again, to kind of repeat for those who just joined us, if you're pouring grease down your sink every single day, what happens? It clogs. As Ms. Leveled Up told us, it clogs. So if you're doing the same with deli meats and processed foods and ultra processed foods that have seed oils in them, etc., you're doing the same exact thing to your heart. So heart disease is very rarely a heart problem. It's a food problem, right? So fast food, processed snacks, sugary drinks, seed oils, drive-thrus, frozen dinners. Who am I talking to today? I know I'm talking to Mr. Ron Jeremy per his handle. He said that it's, soda, corned beef sandwich, and curly fries. So there you go. All of it. Hi, Don. Good to see you. Welcome back. All right. So here's the thing, though. With heart disease, we blame genetics. So here's the thing. My mom has Parkinson's disease. My brother, who is much younger than me, has already had 2 strokes, and he loves his meat, loves that red meat. Give him all that red meat. He is a country boy through and through. And guess what? 2 strokes. 2 strokes. He is 50 years old. I'll be 54 in March. So we're about 3-4 years difference. Okay. And he's had 2 strokes. All right. My father loves his red meat, loves it. Meat and potatoes, man. Severe diabetic, has had a quadruple heart bypass, and has had 2 strokes. I have been to the cardiologist twice in 54 years of my living. And my doctor tells me, my heart doctor tells me that I have the heart of an athlete, and he doesn't want to see me back. I love Dr. Tahir. He's amazing. He is good. I mean, when you work with doctors like I do in the field, yeah. So I was having, just to kind of explain that, I was having some tachycardia, and come to find out it was the hormone changes with menopause. That's what started the whole thing. That's how I knew I was in menopause. I went to see him, and he looked at me and he goes, "There's nothing wrong with your heart." He goes, "You have the heart of an athlete. I told you that 2 years ago. Why are you back in my office?" And I said, "Because I'm having tachycardia. I am having like panic disorder with tachycardia." So it was so funny. Hi, Mickey. Welcome back. Good to see you again. So he looked at me and he said, "Get out of my office." He said, "You don't need to come back." He said, "Your heart is of an athlete." He said, "You're in menopause." So there you have it. There you have it. So that was my sign and symptom. And, I kind of knew that was probably the problem, but hey, I never said that I don't get myself checked out, because, you need to have that done. I mean, I am a past cancer patient with leukemia. So I do go and get that checked. They take 14 vials of blood from me every 30 days. We'll end that here in, I think it's next year. We'll end that process. They're doing a study on me. All right, guys. So again, we can't blame genetics for heart disease, because that's just not the case. We have the capability of redesigning the body if we so choose. All right. It's the food. Okay. So I have a question for everyone. How many meals this week? How many meals this week came from a box, a plastic package, maybe drive-through? Anybody? Am I talking to anybody? Who had the Starbucks with the Danish? Who had the Burger King or the McDonald's? Anybody? who had one meal? Just one. Anybody? One meal? 90's not bad. Jeremiah, good to see you. Welcome back. Thank you for participating in the live today. Is 90 a good blood sugar? It's not bad. Not bad at all. You would not see me get upset over 90. So rock and roll that. So you're good. Anything above 120, we're going to take a look at it. Typically though, doctors don't want you to look at it until it's over 150. And it needs to be a consistent too. You need to kind of have a consistent reading. All right. So again, if you're a diabetic, those are my favorites, because I'm a certified diabetic education specialist. I love my diabetics. They are special to me. Very special to me. All right. I don't do fast food. Okay, awesome. But I make pancakes from a box. Okay, yeah. And there's a simple way that you can make your own pancake mix, right? Flour, baking soda, sugar, you can actually, and yeah. So 4 ingredients, make your own pancake mix. 4 ingredients, really simple. I actually have a recipe for that, for people who, my son is one who loves nothing more than to, when he shops for the grandbabies, he'll go get the pancake box. And I'm like, seriously? Hi, Christina. Welcome back. Good to see you. So here's the thing, guys. I get it. It's simple, right? Go get the box, put it in the cart, go check out. I totally get that. Totally get it. And believe me, I was just like that, guys. I haven't been in the grocery store in over 11 years now. Okay. But yeah, it's a simple process to make your own pancake mix. Like I said, flour, sugar, baking soda. Yeah, it's really simple, and, put it in a container. You got it. It'll last so long too. It'll last for such a long time. You can really make a big batch. Hi, Mickey. Good to see you. Welcome back. You can make a big batch and store it. And then when you want, my son makes chocolate chip pancakes or chocolate chip pancake muffins for my grandbabies every morning. They love it. And if he doesn't make it, they're really disappointed. So they love their dad. Their dad's a full-time dad. Mom is not in the picture. So, you know, he does everything. He gets up every morning, cooks their breakfast, gets them what they need, and they love those chocolate chip pancake muffins. So yeah, make your own if you can. If you can, and you can just whip that together, make a nice big batch, leveled up 21. Make a nice big batch, a nice container. It'll last you a long time, okay? And you'll save so much money. Like you will really save some money just doing that one small thing, okay? Hey, Mickey, good to see you. All right, guys. So y'all know my story. We went and I talked about my story a few moments ago. You know, I grew up not eating perfect either, okay? White flour. Yeah, white flour. I mean, if you want to do, you can do coconut flour. You can do chickpea flour. You can do any of those, you know, any of those at all that you would like to do in the flour base. That is totally up to you. So coconut flour, chickpea flour, wheat flour, white flour, whatever flour you would like to use. Absolutely. Yes. And if you need a recipe, let me know. If you need a specific one, let me know. Okay. I can get that over to you. All right. So like I said, I didn't grow up eating perfect. My mom and dad owned a grocery store. Lived in a really small town, you know, rural small town. And at the time I was growing up in that town, there was only about 700 people in that town at the time. So my mom and dad had the first convenience store ever in that town. But I also grew up on a farm. So yes, I spent a lot of time on the farm. We were in the store as children, but most of the time we were at the farm with my grandparents. So yes, I definitely did, you know, not always eat correctly. I mean, hence why, you know, I turned around and wound up with leukemia like I did. Hi, Haley. Good to see you. Pepper, welcome back. Good to see you. All right. So like I said, it's not healthy to hear, you know, that your parents, you know, had you in a grocery store. Guys, I'm going to tell you, when I was growing up, as I continued to move through my high school years, my regimen was Dr. Pepper and M&Ms. That was my regimen. Yeah. Yeah, candy bars, sodas, the quick stuff, right? Who doesn't want something quick and simple? But like I said, whenever you're making your own, just like the pancake mix, saving time, saving money, and having it for a longer period of time, because it can actually store for a long period of time in a good, safe container. Just like that, saving that money, because pancake mix is what, $3, $4 a box? So if you're buying a box a week, averaging $12 a month, you just saved yourself $12 a month. And by making one batch of pancake mix for yourself, homemade pancake mix for yourself, and if you make a good container of it, the $12 that you spend to make on that container is going to save you so much money, okay? And you won't even be spending $12 to make the one big container, I can tell you that. All right, so who am I talking to when I say go grab a candy bar or grab convenience? Who am I talking to? Grab something simple, grab something quick. Who am I talking to? Is that you? Are you one that wants something simple, something quick? Well, let me tell you what happened to me at a very young age, being as my parents owned the grocery store. Like I said, we spent a good amount of time in the store, but we also spent a very good amount of time on the farm. But by the time I was 13 years old, I was 200 pounds, and the doctor told my mom to get me to somewhere before I had an actual heart attack, because that was where supposedly he said I was going. So this is twice in my life doctors have said she's going to be in the grave. First it was whenever I was 13, and then whenever I was 42. So these doctors, they think they're God for sure. They told me to get somewhere. And this is one of the reasons why I have disliked dieting, the word dieting, for so long. My mother decided that she would not partake, but she would send me to Weight Watchers. Guys, if you've ever been to Weight Watchers, let me know in the comments. Just say yes. If you've ever been to Weight Watchers back in the day, and I mean back in the 80s, Let me know. Let me know. There is nothing worse than someone because the first thing you do or did when you went into Weight Watchers is you had to go in there and you had to give them your card, okay, your Weight Watchers card. They would clip your card and then they would send you over to the scale. And the scale is in front of everybody, okay? Hello, Wackadilly. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back. The scale was in front of everybody. So here I am, I'm 13 years old. Now keep in mind, the remaining people in Weight Watchers are much older women, okay? I'm the only kid in this Weight Watchers group. And I'm going with one of my cousins because my mom doesn't have time. So with this being said, this is back in the 80s. With this being said, they're yelling out your weight in front of everyone. And if you gained a pound or you gained 2 pounds or whatever you gained, they would say, well, you gained, 5 pounds this week. What happened? So then you would have to say, okay, well, I did this or I didn't follow that, whatever. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing. And you could say it scarred me for life, but that's not the thing. The thing of it is that it actually made me where I am today, where we don't do diets here at Show Me Nourish. We don't do scales, okay? In fact, I have a whole blog here that you can read about scales and why, they mentally mess with the mind, okay? So here I am, 200 pounds. I am 5'7" at 13 years of age. Yes, I have a very tall family, very tall family. My tallest in my family is 7'2". That was my uncle. But I was already on a path at this point because back when I was a child, we were the guinea pigs for the government's change on food. Okay, so if you're in your 50s and in your 60s, we were the guinea pigs for how food could be changed chemically, biologically, all the above, in order to create more food, which is where we're at today. Hence the reasons why we have the chemicals in our food today, why we have the processing of our food today, because as we were growing up, they were utilizing us in the food market to test what can and cannot happen, okay? And it's still being had today. That's why we've got 3D meat today, because it's another test in the market. Can we make it? Is anybody going to know it's not meat? Is anybody going to know that that's a plastic ramen noodle? So here's the reason why we have what we have today, okay, guys? All right, so I don't do a lot from the textbooks, if you want to know that. Everything that I have learned has just been out on the floor, been with my circulation of doctors. Not to toot a horn, but I have been headhunted for a long time when it comes to nursing. In fact, I was just headhunted last week and asked to come back out into the floor, which I will never do. That will never happen. Nope. I want to teach people. I want to show people how to use food, how to take the food, real food, okay? And you still need to be careful in the store. Anybody here can tell me why you're supposed to shop the perimeter of the store and not the inside of the store? Can anybody tell me that? Why are you supposed to shop the perimeter of the store and not the inside of the store? Does anybody know? If you know, put it in the comments. And then I'll tell you at the end of the podcast today. All right? All right, so let's talk about heart health foods. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, chard, arugula. These are all great for heart health, okay? These open up your blood vessels. They relax the arteries. Think of them as like an oily, rusty hinge, right? You've got this rusty hinge and you need to squirt the WD-40 on it, all right? Well, think of your leafy greens as that rusted hinge and it needs some good oil, okay? So who here eats greens daily? Anybody eat greens daily? Any of the leafy greens? Do you eat them daily? Let me know, yes or no. Anybody eat leafy greens? All right, guys. I know you're listening. I know you're paying attention. I can see everybody here. So, if you're eating leafy greens, let me know in the comments. And if you're not, okay, great. Say no. Nope, that's not me. But ask yourself. Not daily. Okay, great. Yeah. So, is that new information to you, Leveled Up? Is that something new that you didn't know, that leafy greens actually open up the blood vessels, that they relax the arteries and give it a good nourishing oiling? Is that something new to you? All right, let's go ahead and talk about beets. Beets. So beets actually lower blood pressure fast. Did you know that? Oh my gosh, there's so many great ways to make beets. Beets are my favorite food. My family just totally dislikes me, let me tell you. I love green vegetables, not new. Okay, great. Good. That's awesome. That is awesome. Beets actually lower blood pressure really fast. And it's within hours, okay? Not weeks, it's not weeks at time, but you don't have, in other words, some foods you need to build up over time in order to get the good nourishment and value out of it, right? We spoke upon that last week. But beets actually within just a few hours will lower your blood pressure. Oh, I totally get that. Yeah, beets can be, they can be like a diuretic, right? Here's the thing, what that's saying, and you can check this out, but what that's saying is that your kidneys, you're detoxifying well, and your kidneys are needing to flush. They're needing that flush. So in other words, you're detoxing out, okay? And again, beets are nature's blood pressure medication. That's what they're for. Hey, honey sweets, good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome back. All right, so garlic. Garlic is another heart health food. So garlic thins blood naturally. Garlic thins blood naturally. It reduces clotting. It fights inflammation. And guess what? Garlic is cheap. And let me tell you what, garlic is easy to grow. Like you can grow garlic anywhere. Garlic is so simple to grow. So easy to grow. Yeah. So that's a really good thing, actually, that, beets are a diuretic for you, because what's going on, which tells me you have a pretty good liver. So that's good. That's really good. Which means you're flushing. Okay. So flushing's not bad. Just make sure you stay hydrated. That's all. Just make sure you stay hydrated. Okay. Get that good water in you. All right. So great job. All right. So if you see a food that's actually flushing your body like that, like Leveled Up mentioned, beets is like a diuretic for her, or yeah, I get it. Totally get it. But that tells me that there's a good liver process going on here. There's a good flushing process going on here. So just make sure that you're putting back in the good hydration process to that, so that and I mean, you don't have to eat them every day. A good once or twice a week is good enough, right? Just to keep the blood pressure in a nice, healthy situation, okay? Not only that, but beets have so much more value to them than I'm just talking about this one piece, okay? Beets have such great value. All right, so let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids. Oh, garlic is so good for you. Garlic is so good for you. Guys, if you want to stay healthy, you want to stay strong in your immune system, get your garlic in you. I mean, there is a multiple other things that you should do, but start with garlic. Like I say, start with one small thing, okay? Garlic is so good. Start with it. Put it in everything you eat, and you will see a difference, okay? Let's talk about omega-3 fatty acids, like your flax seed, your chia seed, any nuts or seeds, any of your good olive oils, avocado oils. Those are your omega-3 fatty acids, okay? Remember, we've been on this conversation since January 1. Omega-3 fatty acids are the nourishment to the brain. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Welcome back. Omega-3 fatty acids are nourishment to the brain. Remember, saturated fats dries our brain out, okay? And like I said, we are talking about the carotid arteries today with the heart. When they get clogged, what doesn't function? What no longer has the ability to function when these are getting clogged? Saturated fat clogs the body, right? Clogs the heart, clogs the arteries. Now you're drying out the brain. Omega-3 fatty acids nourish the arteries, nourish the brain. You have a complete flow system at this point. Hi, Edgar. Good to see you. Welcome back. All right. So it's a lubrication, omega-3 fatty acids. Yes, saturated fats will cause brain fog. Let me repeat that. Saturated fats will cause brain fog. So the more that you are taking in saturated fat, the more you will dry the brain, causing brain fog. So there is a way to know if you're saturated in fat, how saturated in fat you are. If you get into the group here on TikTok with us, I talk about that. So how you can, get tested within your own home. All right. So again, omega-3 fatty acids, they're heart oils, right? It's like having dry pipes. Thank you so much, Leveled Ups. Good to see you. We'd love to have you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. All right, so it's like having dry pipes, right? They crack. Oiled pipes, they stay lubricated. Look at it that way. All right, so let's talk about what actually heals, okay? So we know through this conversation that when you grow food from the ground, it heals the body. If it comes from a factory, it's not so healthy. There you go, just in a nutshell. Depending on what that food is, where it's being processed, how it's being processed, etc., right? Local people are your people, okay? Local farmers are your people. Local growers are your people. If you're not able to get to a farmer's market on a regular basis or to a farmer, have them send it to you. They are more than happy. I have an entire list of farmers. Like I said, we talk about that here in our community. All right, so if you could add one of these foods this week that we spoke upon, what would you add? What would you add this week back into your diet? Would it be the greens? Would it be the beets, the garlic, the seeds? What would you add back into your diet? Or what would you put into your diet if you're not typically one of those individuals who has really thought that much about their heart health? As we all know, once the heart shuts down, that's it, Hi, Holly. Good to see you. Welcome back. So when that heart starts, having an issue or concern, we need to heal it. And there's ways to heal it. And we can do that through food. All right. So what's one that you'll put back into your diet or one that you'll add to your diet? The greens, the beets, the garlic, or seeds? Let us know in the comments. What's one thing you'll add back into your diet that maybe you didn't know was great for your heart health? And now you'll put it back in. Spinach is so good for your heart, so good for your heart. Broccoli, yeah, broccoli's good for you too. And here's the thing, spinach and broccoli are great for your immune system too. Just like the beets, we talked about the beets. Beets are great for immune health, right? So if you want to stay protected, if you want to stay healthy, great addition back, Leveled Up. Great job. Yes, awesome, perfect. All right, so here's where we get really into what I love. Guys, you're going to start seeing, we're going to start, as soon as the weather really breaks, we're going to start going into outside where I'm going to take you into my garden and we're going to start hosting these outside in my garden because I want you to see how food really does naturally heal the body. All right, so we're going to start doing that here in the very near future, and I'll keep you posted on that, especially if you're in our group here on TikTok. You're going to have first dibs as to what's going on, right? So when you grow your own food and you eat your own food, I'm just curious, because this is typically the food that people really notice, especially in today's world. Have you recently tasted a farm fresh tomato, fresh from the ground, and then went to the store and bought a tomato that was supposedly on the vine? And have you noticed the difference? It's a huge difference. If you have not done that, I encourage you to do that. Get yourself a good local grower if you're not growing your own. I grow my own tomatoes. I make all my own sauces, all my own spaghetti sauces, all my own taco sauces, all of that. I do all of it. Huge difference. And my husband, who is very much a city boy, had no idea. He was like, wow, what a difference. Like he can taste and feel the difference in a fresh tomato from the ground versus a tomato from the store. Yeah, that's supposedly fresh from the vine. It's a huge difference. Huge difference. That's just how much value we've lost in our food. I don't know if you know this or not, guys, but here's the deal. Today's food that you're purchasing in the store, your fresh apples, your fruits, your vegetables, we'll just say that, 47% nutritional value. Hey, April, good to see you. Happy Saturday. Yeah, in Indiana for sure. Yeah, I'm in Missouri, so we're not doing it right now, right? Except for what I'm growing just for the family. But yeah, when you get an opportunity, grab a fresh tomato straight from the ground. But before you do that, go grab you one from the store, one that you would atypically buy, and taste that fresh tomato from the ground first, okay? And then taste the store-bought tomato. Again, store-bought fruits and vegetables are only notating 47% nutritional value. So that means you would need to eat 2 of them in order to be able to actually get a percentage of value that is good to the body, okay? And that's what has happened to our food over time. So does everybody know the PLUs? 3 is good. 4, throw it out the door. 9, perfect. Does everybody understand the PLU system? If it starts with a 3, okay, just make sure you wash it really well, do your soaking like you're supposed to. Yeah. So if your fruit or vegetables have a PLU of 3, starts with the number 3, look at your PLUs, you're okay. Just go ahead and make sure, that you are soaking them really good, right? They may or may not have had some pesticides on them. I'm just saying soak them really well. And then number 4, they're conventionally grown. Get them out. Throw them out. It's number 4, throw them out. 9 is your organic. So if you have a PLU of 9, that's your organic. Okay. So there's that. Here's the thing. You're going to have to watch some of your organic food because they're starting to not put the numbers on them. So watch that. So yeah, that will help you when you're shopping in the store. Again, I asked a question. What is the reasoning as to why we tell our people, dietitians, nutritionists like myself, why do we tell you to shop the perimeter of the store and not the inside of the store? Anybody know? I'll tell you at the end of the podcast. All right, guys. So indoors right now, you can actually plant indoors right now. Here's things that you can plant indoors and start in just a simple cup. Let me see if I've got one. I don't have one in here. Anything. I mean, something so simple as this. If I clean this candle out, which my cousins make these anyway, or my niece and nephews make these anyway, you take a jar like this, clean it out, right? Clean it out really good. Put some dirt in it. You can so simply grow spinach, grow lettuce, grow microgreens, grow parsley. I grow microgreens on a regular basis because I actually supply local restaurants with my microgreens. Green onions, things like this are so simple. These are great for you right now to be growing in such a small place. Hi, Lady Dirty Mouth. I like a Dirty South. I love it. Good job. Welcome. Good to see you. And you don't need any kind of land for it, right? So simple. Get a milk jug. Cut that milk jug in a quarter of it, and pop it up. Leave the backside of it. Put your dirt in there. Put a few seeds in there. And next thing you know, you got spinach growing everywhere. You got lettuce growing everywhere. You got parsley growing everywhere. You've got green onions growing everywhere. These are foods that are in the season right now that you can grow inside. So easily. Any kind of milk carton, any kind of, just any container. You can grow. You can grow so easily. All right. So let's ask a question. What is one plant? What is one plant that you would just love to grow inside, have at your midst at all times? Hello. Thanks for joining us. Good to see you. What's one plant? What is one plant you would love to grow? Cilantro. Oh, yes. And cilantro has a season. So cilantro's more towards that April, May season for cilantro. You can try to grow it inside right now, but you will really need to talk to it. And I mean, talk to it. Love on it. It can happen. I've got some growing. I do have some cilantro growing, but you really have to baby it right now. Spend a lot of good time. I mean, just talking to it. It's amazing. You guys think it's funny, I'm sure. But the more you talk to your plants, the better they grow. Try it. Take a look at. There's been so many studies done on this. And I've actually done it myself. In fact, I have a video series on it where I took one plant and talked really poorly to it, and then took another plant and just loved all over it. Guess which one didn't make it? So cilantro, yes, you can definitely love on your cilantro, and you could do it right now. You can. So try it. Give it a shot. What's the worst that's going to happen, right? And then in March, between March and April, try it again. If it doesn't work right now, try it again. All right. So here's the thing. God didn't create a body that needs a pharmacy. That was not the reason why he created us, was so that we could be on a pharmaceutical haven, to survive our days. That's not why he put us here, right? There's so many reasons why he put us here. But as regard to food, he gave us the opportunity. Hi, Christina. Good to see you. Welcome back. It's so good to see you again. He gave us the plants. He gave us our herbs. He gave us our seeds. He gave us everything we needed, right? How many times have we really walked out the door and appreciated the fact that we can even breathe the air we have? Now, I'm not saying it's the best quality. I'm just saying we are able to breathe. We woke up, we had our eyesight, we had our hearing, we were able to walk, and we could step outside and breathe the air. It's the simple things like that we take advantage of. And we've taken advantage of our food system, and now here we are. We need to get back to the basics, back to the soil, back to simplicity, back to where he provided. That's what he gave us, was every bit of what we have today in food. That's the reason why we're here. All right, so here's your homework for today. Add 1 green vegetable daily. Add garlic to 1 meal. Buy some seeds or microgreens and try to grow something. Plant something. I hope I've helped someone today. That's what I hope. That's why I'm here. I'm here every day. Come out and join us here in our community. Be a part of our community. If you haven't, joined our community and been a part of our community, come and be a part of the community. It's going to move into a very awesome time frame here on TikTok in our community, because we're getting ready to go into the growing season where we're going to, move into putting our current plants into the ground. Right now, I usually get them between 6 to 8 inches tall. Oh, you can do either. You can do either, Leveled Up. You can do either. You can cook them, or you can put them raw in a smoothie. I like putting mine raw in a smoothie because I get more nutritional value out of it. But that's just me. Now, there is a way to cook. And again, we're getting ready to do all of that in the spring as well. We'll do a whole cooking sessions on regular basis as well here on TikTok. But anyway, we're going to cook. Yes, you can cook them to a certain level. Just like right before they wilt, just a little bit before that, you would stop cooking them and take them off and let them breathe, so that you still have that good nutritional value in that food. Okay. You can do it either way, however it works for you. All right. Well, guys, I appreciate you so much today. And we've been on here for over an hour. Wow. Okay. All right. This is a great episode. You guys are awesome. You guys are absolutely, I love coming out here, guys. I love being with you all. I love answering your questions. I love helping you get through the day to make one small change. Just one small change is all you need to make each and every day. Hi, Reginald. Good to see you. Welcome back. Just make one small change. Share this out to everyone. Let everyone know that, we're here. We're here at Show Me Nourish on a daily bite every single day. so that we can love on you, we can support you, so that we can help you just make one small decision that changes the day to make it healthier for you. And before you know it, when you continue to make one small change each and every day, you've got a whole complete healthy process in place, okay? All right. Absolutely. Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you joined us here. Thank you so much, Leveled Up. I really, really appreciate you. And again, questions, let me know. I am definitely here to help in any way I can. So come on into the community and let's get your questions answered. Let's just make one small change each and every day. I'm out here every day making one small change. Make sure you know that you're following and being here with us. Tomorrow will be a different topic, but still on the same, process. We're talking about the heart health is what we're talking about. So it is Heart Month. This is February. It is Heart Month. So we are looking at, how we can help with cardiovascular disease, how we can help prevent heart attacks and strokes. These are the conversations we're going to have the rest of this month. So I hope to see anyone and everyone back here so that we can get your questions answered. We're going to talk about more foods as well, so that we can add more foods to your daily program. Hopefully I didn't make anyone too hungry while you were here. I know I have that tendency sometimes. So if you have questions, put them in the comments. Let's answer them for you while you're here so that you're not waiting until tomorrow or, I am live every day at 2 p.m. Central Time, 3 p.m. on the East Coast. You will always see in my stories here on TikTok, you will see if I'm going to be late, you'll see that. Or if there's something going on, remember guys, I run a 911 service. So, I do have clients. And so you'll know though, if I'm not going to be here at 2 p.m., you'll know, get in my stories, you will know. But I will be here at 2 p.m. That is something I really, really stay to. Today we had to go a half an hour late, but I try not to go do that very often. Okay. So I am here. And again, if you're in the community, you're going to have all of this ahead of time. Hey, TZ3, good to see you. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. How are you today? Let us know. How are you doing today? All right. So the whole idea, guys, right? The idea is that we learn how to use food. Again, we need to learn how to use food again. We've lost that way. We've lost the thought process. We are becoming more and more shocked in today's world as to how our food has actually been processed. I mean, guys, we just had the release from the independent study down in Florida about the arsenic that is in our candy and how they're processing our candy with levels of arsenic. In fact, I read a report this morning before I came on here that if you eat over 20 nerds, get a load of this. If you eat over 20 nerds, in the box of nerds, which depending on what size box you get, over 20 nerds over a 5-day period is enough arsenic to actually harm the system. Yeah. Very devastating news to hear that. I have grandchildren, 8 and 5, and that's scary to know. And the good thing is that I do keep my son very informed as to what not to be putting in their body. Kids are kids, and of course I'm a grandparent, not a parent. I'm not the parent, so I don't get to say all the time what they eat and what they don't eat. So all I can do is educate. I can't make somebody, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Okay. If you haven't heard that saying, that's a new one for you. Let me know. But I do my best to be here to educate, to teach, to bring value. And I hope that I have done that today for you all. And tomorrow we'll be back. Any questions at all before I go? I've got one more minute that I can give you guys. Let me know if you've got questions. Again, Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for being conversational. I really appreciate you. Level Up, thank you so much for all of your conversation. I appreciate you. And I will see everyone back tomorrow at 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. on the East Coast, and that's 1 p.m. on the Pacific side. All right, guys, have a beautiful and wonderful afternoon. Mwah.